What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is ATX. Today, we're going to be talking about letting an opportunity slip by that's right in front of you, and I don't want to let anyone miss out on that activity. We're definitely going to be learning some interesting things about money while we're at it, learning about crypto and more specifically Hex. Now, I know some of y'all might be thinking, Hex could be coming from Richard Hart. You've heard the FUD and fear, uncertainty, and doubt that people are spreading around everyone. And they like to use this term scam. And I laugh about it because it's just like the term terrorist. Right now, unfortunately, you see it used too often in place where it's not actually true. And so what I want to say is, I want you to definitely learn how to do your own research into something, but at the same time, have an open mind to something. Just and don't listen to necessarily just one thing at once. So again, this could be a real amazing opportunity, and if you're sleeping on this opportunity, then you're definitely going to be missing out. Now, again, my name is ATX Crypto. We do primarily focus on the Richard Hart ecosystem of Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX. And to quote the famous Warren Buffett, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." Right? That's a very common saying that you can take to heart and learn a lot from and make your own investment thesis on a lot of stuff. So if everyone else is truly fearful of what's going to happen, is there more doom and gloom ahead? Now might be a really good time for you to start looking into investing into certain projects that you have a lot of confidence in. And again, I look at crypto because it's the highest appreciating asset that's out there in comparison to anything else. You can look at any other venture that you have the ability to look at, whether it be stocks, real estate, whether it be your own job or employment, whether it be retirement incomes, IRAs, 401ks, that kind of stuff. There's definitely many things that's out there to make money, but nothing's going to provide you the money as fast as crypto. Now, along with that comes with volatility. Hey, let me say what's going on to everyone real fast. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening. Gabriel, hello. What is up, my friend? What's happening, Gabriel? Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. We got Facing Reality. Good morning, Hexicans. Hey. Now, real fast, I do want to share something with y'all. There's a Hex meetup happening in Texas right now, in Georgetown, Texas, as a matter of fact. And I will briefly share this screen so that way y'all have an idea, because this is going to be streamed as well at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if y'all are wanting to see some Hexicans in the area, if you're here in the Georgetown local area, vicinity, Round Rock, Pflugerville, Cedar Park, all those good cities all around Austin, if you are in the area, highly advise you stop by, say hello, meet some fellow Hexicans who are sharing this passion with you. If you haven't had a chance to meet other Hexicans, guys, y'all are missing out for sure. Because when you get to start seeing other folks in the community, other folks in the ecosystem, and you start seeing that it's not just you yourself, and it's not just you and your friends and anyone else that you got involved, it's other folks who are also equally passionate about the same things you are. That is a phenomenal opportunity. So I will quickly share this screen. You can check it out if you want to watch the stream later. It's Hex Futures, HEX, and then Futures. You can definitely check out the stream. It's happening today in Georgetown, Texas. Now, I know it doesn't say it down here, but it says downtown Georgetown. And if you're looking to get some information on that as well in regards to where it's being held, and just where you can go to gather some more information on that, then definitely feel free to come on down. Hit me up if you need to, if you'd like to. I'm more than happy to share all this information. And I'm going to again share another screen with you as well. Where is Hex, Texas? I'm trying to look it up in Telegram, so just give me 1 second here. That's happening there. Hex, Texas. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, and let's do this here. Yeah, I'll just kind of share this screen instead real fast. Give me 1 more second. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, guys. It's Saturday. It's an absolute banger of a day. I hope everyone is excited for the playoffs. We got the AFC Championship and NFC happening as well, or not the champion. Is it the championship? It can't be the championship yet, can it? Anyways, we got some football happening. Once the Seahawks lost last week, which we kind of knew would happen with the 49ers, I just kind of lost a little bit of interest in following that. We kind of saw that coming, though. It wasn't like it came out of nowhere, or like it came out of left field or anything like that. So let me get to where I can share this screen on this one. Share, window, Telegram, and bam. Now, so this is a little Hex Texas members chat. If y'all are wanting to come on down, you definitely can. There's going to be looking for a tea time. The people are going out and playing some golf, or they already gone out and played some golf. Eco Builder is the person hosting this event. Wild SJ is going to be. Oh, I'll be in Dallas tomorrow night. If anyone wants to do a mini meetup pre-party, she is going to be also here in the meetup for Georgetown, Texas. What does he say here? Eco Build. What is he saying? I have risen. What do you think? Okay, let me see what else he has. What? 0. All right. The meetup link to join the live stream. What did he say? Why don't I have any volume on this? Where's my volume at? Interesting. Okay, I guess it won't play that video. Well, anyways, just FYI, for those of y'all who want to come on and check it out, definitely come on down, have fun, and we're definitely going to have some folks you can meet in this conference as well. If you haven't had a chance to meet them yet, now is a great time to go ahead and meet some fellow Hexicans as well. Let me get back over here. And I know I'm not sharing the screen because I didn't have anything to show on that one. So all is good on there. Let me see if we got any news happening with crypto, and then we'll talk a little bit about the little capture of what we're trying to talk about today, right? How you want to be greedy when others are fearful, and you want to be fearful when others are greedy. So we're almost reaching that point in time. If you haven't seen the stock to flow chart for if you haven't seen the stock to flow chart for actually how people do and this little bear market area and what they feel and what they go through, I will quickly show that little chart as well. It's called the cycle or psychology of market cycle. And open these back up again. And open this one back up again. Perfect. And we got the photo here. Perfect. All right. And I'm going to share this one right now. Window. Bam. All right. So this is the psychology of a market cycle. Okay. So this is what a lot of people will kind of realize. And someone actually went through and put this with the hex chart, and I didn't save that particular one. But it was a pretty interesting thing. So you go through different cycles in this area, right? You have hope, and I'll kind of oops. How can I grab just the page and not drag it? Interesting. Sorry, folks. I'm new to the whole Mac system and not really sure how to look at the picture a little differently. Okay, so it just has a little scroll bar down below. Nope, that doesn't do anything. File, view, show Okay, I didn't do anything. Table of contents. Show image background. Zoom in, zoom out. Hide toolbar. I don't want the toolbar. Customize toolbar. Okay, anyways, I'll just kind of go through here since we're already on it. So it starts out with this hope cycle, right? You start out with hope, and within this hope cycle, you start building, you start seeing what's possible. You go through and you're like, oh my gosh, it is happening. Then you go through some optimism. You go through a belief cycle where you start getting really fully invested in that particular product. And a lot of folks really started getting fully invested when Hex broke that 1 cent level. You have the thrill. People are going out and actually taking on leverage. They're going out taking on margin. Then you go through euphoria where you just are basically saying like you've told everyone and your mother, you've told every single person that you've ever run into, this is what you need to do. You're wrong and everything. It's a euphoria stage, right? It's this moment in time where everything that you thought was going to come true has actually come true, and it starts rallying up and you think this is going to be great, and for whatever reason you start thinking everything is just going to continue to go that way forever upon ever upon ever upon ever. Then you go through some complacency. We just need to cool off for the next rally. Everyone goes through this. Everyone's like, hey, everything's happening for a reason. We're doing good. Everything's going on and it's right here. Then you start having people go through anxiety, right? People are starting to get margin called because they took on leverage. The dip took longer than expected. You start having people start going through denial. My investments are with great companies. They'll come back. No matter what, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. You just need to wait. Well, and then you start going through panic, right? You start seeing everyone else has already started selling at that point in time. And through the market cycle, when people start exiting, it creates a cascade of other people exiting, and this cascade continues to happen until it eventually almost becomes similar to an avalanche, where it actually just starts taking out everyone and everything in its cusp and its way. And so that's really what started happening. Then you go through this little capitulation cycle. And this capitulation cycle actually has, I'm getting 100% out of the markets. I can't afford to lose anymore. And so people will, and again, Hex will actually help without you needing to worry about this cycle right here. Because if you're staked, you don't have to worry about it so much. Then you go through this anger cycle. Why are you shorting? Why did the government allow this to happen? Why is everyone doing this? It's everyone else's fault for everything that you chose to do. Every decision you've ever made, it's not your fault, it's everyone else's fault, right? And then you go through this depression cycle where it's like, man, everything's gone. I can never afford anything again. I'm just gonna, go and do my own thing, and I'll work for the next 80 years because what I had planned on doing wasn't gonna work and isn't gonna work, and it's a waste of time. And I've told everyone else about it, and now they're mad at me, and it's this whole depression cycle. And then you go through this disbelief where it's a suckers rally, right? Where you're like, oh my God, there's no way this is happening. And then from disbelief, you go right back into hope, right? And you go right back over here. This is that disbelief. This suckers rally starts coming through. This rally will fail just like all the others. And then you start going through hope, and you start seeing things start getting a little bit higher and everything else. And so this is a true psychology of the market cycle, folks. This isn't just with crypto. This is all market. So if you're in any sort of stocks, any sort of investments, real estate, whatever the case may be, these are the psychology of a market cycle. Now, how high that is it eventually goes and how low it really goes is always up to everyone's discretion. Now, this whole thing with crypto is it's very volatile. So the highs are extremely high, possible hundreds to thousands of X's of your initial capital. And then you have the extreme volatility where you have these 90, 95, 98% drops, and especially with crypto. And if something drops typically 98%, 99%, you pretty much assume that sucker's dead, right? And that's where it's like, all right, well, I've made the wrong decision once again, right? If you've ever felt that way, I know I felt that way many, many times in my life because I always thought that I found the next big thing. I thought I always had what I was looking for. I thought there was always something happening that I was able to figure out. Well, then eventually, like for example, I'll give you one example of myself and my personal story. I found this multi-level marketing company back whenever I first got out of the Marine Corps because I was looking for anything I could to gain some extra capital, especially for some money. I just had a baby girl and she was just born, and so I was looking to do anything I could. I get introduced to this company, and it was this whole thing about travel, and you introduce this number of people, and it waives your monthly fee, and so on and so forth. And I was like, dude, this is it. And then I got several people involved with that as well. Got them involved. My monthly fee was gone. I was able to take some amazing vacations. I made a few $100s a month. It wasn't anything too crazy, but I started going to all these conferences, and when you go to those conferences, it's just a money making grab thing, right? They just, hey, buy this CD, buy this little merch, buy these little packets to be handing out, go through this little display. It's this presentation you should be going through. Here's the updated presentation. You had the old one, here's the new one. And so, I spent way more money than I ever actually made within that company because I thought that it was going to lead me to the land of dreams. I thought I'd found what I was finally looking for. And so I went through all this little cycle, and that was just a bad time. It was a bad experience, but guess what? Learning lesson, right? And so for some time, when you have these moments, you think you found something that's absolutely incredible, and then it ends up being just another cash grab or money making thing or whatever the case may be, and it isn't what you actually thought it would be. And that whole philosophy for me changed whenever I actually found Hex. I discovered Hex because I got to understand more about crypto. I thought I knew some about crypto already previously before finding out about Hex. Thought I definitely had a good financial strategy to have myself retired before I was 40. And nothing actually allowed me to get there as quickly as Hex did, because once I found Hex, everything just made sense. I did go through this whole cycle just like everyone else. I went through this, wow, this is awesome. Hey, this is awesome. I went through the whole cycle here. Hey, this is incredible. Belief, thrill, euphoria. This is lit. This is it. If it keeps going up and Hex reaches $100 one day, then I'm just gonna, that's generational wealth, right? That's what everyone will say. And then you're like, oh man, this is it. It's all good. Yeah, we're bouncing down to 30 cents, but we're not going below 30 cents. Don't worry. That's what I would say to like friends, family, and like anyone that I had, talked about previously, and then it dropped to 20. I'm like, this is a great buying opportunity. This is it, blah, blah, blah. Again, I didn't take any leverage out or anything, so I didn't have to worry about necessarily the margin call route. But then you start going through this whole cycle. Because again, guys, this is my little first bear market cycle with crypto. So I never really got to see how the entire cycle goes. I thought Hex was almost able to avoid the bear cycle, right? Because that was kind of the word on the street, was it does better in a bear market. And you start learning all these different things and all these different realities, but it's just a matter of time when you start going through everything as well. So let me say what's up to everyone real quick as well. We got Facing Reality in the chat. They definitely say it best. It's amazing meeting other Hexicans. Yes, folks. Hex is a different animal because it's not just a crypto. It's actually something that you truly have to learn more about in order to understand the real benefit of what Hex is. And it's as you go down the rabbit hole, do things continue to get better? Do things continue to believe, are the beliefs that you had and what everyone had said and all your beliefs leading up to that point, the further down the rabbit hole you get, the better and better it got for me. It's like peeling back a layer of onions is what I like to say. On the outside, for some odd people, for some people, it may not look the prettiest, it may not look the best, but as you continue to peel back layers and layers and layers, it continues to get better and better and better and better. And that's what it is whenever you actually get to meet other Hexicans, because they've gone through a similar struggle. Maybe it's with their own investments previously to finding Hex. Maybe it's through their own life missions and their goals and what they had hoped to attain. And once they found Hex, again, it was like a weight was lifted off your shoulder, and you're able to share this with other people who have also gone through that same sentiment with you. So if you are in the Georgetown area today, guys, please feel free to stop by downtown Georgetown. Hit me up on Twitter, ATX Crypt, if you are needing the address, or hop on Telegram and just type in Hex Texas, and it'll give you the Texas group meetup, so that way y'all can really come in, come join. There'll be some free merch. A lot of people are going to be showing up probably around dinner time is my guess. They're going to start streaming around 4 p.m. I'm hoping to be there around that time. So if you're trying to meet me in person, you're going to be able to. It's just going to be an absolutely amazing time. So yes, meeting other Hexicans will make you have a much more firm belief in this, because it's not just you believing in what you think is going to work out to be the greatest. It's having everyone else there with you who is also sharing those same things. Now, there's no one who can make you stake. There's no one who can make you unstake. There's no one who can buy more hex or anything like that. Everything that you decide to do is completely your discretion and your choice. But when you start seeing other people and you're like, yeah, man, I'm making money every single day. I get paid every single day, trustless yield. You're like, oh, wow, that's really cool, right? And no one ever really talks about how many T-shares they have, because it's not anyone's place of business to know that. But at the same time, when you start saying like, yeah, dude, I was able to completely change my life. I was able to retire by the time I'm 35, 34 technically, right? Because I did it last year. So it's like when you start seeing these moments in time with people and having other people in the community, incredible, folks, incredible. Chad says, what do you think will happen to eHex when Pulse Chain is released? Do you think it will slowly die off because of gas fees? No, I do not believe it will slowly die off. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of the money made from Pulse Chain, and here's the, so it's going to be a triangle. Well, really a square, I guess. You're going to have eHex or Ethereum Hex. You're going to have down here, you're going to have Pulse Chain, Pulse X down here, and then Pulse on, or Hex on Pulse Chain. So it's going to be a square. And what's going to happen within this ecosystem, folks, and it's going to be pretty incredible, is if you have one just go massive, say for example, Pulse Chain just goes absolutely wild from launch. Maybe it does a 10 or 100x within the first 90 days, for example. A lot of folks are going to take the gains from that particular product and move it into something that they find a great buying opportunity to happen. So, say for example, Pulse Chain launches. I think that the hex on Ethereum is going to be affected the most. Why? Because we're going to have a lot of folks pouring into hex on the Ethereum network before the launch of Pulse Chain. There's a lot of money sitting on the sideline right now to this day waiting to reinvest for Pulse Chain, because all they care about is the impulse. The best way to go about getting into the Pulse Chain system is by getting hex on the Ethereum network first, because it's most likely to have the highest liquidity. It's most likely to have the best ability to transfer that or bridge in that hex onto the Pulse network. So a lot of folks are going to buy a lot of hex on the Ethereum network, either get it copied over when Pulse Chain launches and sell off the Ethereum hex, or bridge that in as well for additional gains. But hex on the Ethereum network is probably going to drop after Pulse Chain launch, because there's going to be a lot of who are coming in and a lot of folks who are simply using that as a tool to get to the actual goal of Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and hex on the Pulse Chain network. But hex is immutable. It's in its code. Nothing can change it. It's going to last forever. You will always get paid additional you'll always get paid additional hex depending upon how many T-shares that you own. It's always going to pay that out. The contract is flawless. It's immutable. So while it may have the biggest price adjustment fluctuation when Pulse Chain first launches, come a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, that won't matter anymore, because it will essentially go back to being its own coin while being a part of this ecosystem of the other 4 coins. Does that make sense? What I mean by that is the Ethereum network is eventually going to come out with another problem that they have, which is gas fees, and it's called sharding. And with sharding, and I can actually probably pull that up, it's actually meant to lower the gas fees. So if you have and that's planned on coming out in the roadmap in like the next year or two. So like 2025, they're planning on releasing that. Sharding, Ethereum, date. Let's see what they say here. People are saying it could happen sometime between 2023. I don't think it's going to happen this year personally. So let me see. Here we go. Let me go back and share this screen. Share. And share. Okay, cool. So this is sharding right here. Sharding is a multi-phase upgrade to improve Ethereum's scalability and capacity. Let me zoom on in. Zoom in. Oops. I gotta click on the actual tab. That makes more sense. Sharding is a multi-phase upgrade to improve Ethereum's scalability and capacity. Sharding provides secure distribution of data storage requirements, enabling rollups to be even cheaper and make nodes easier to operate. They enable layer 2 solutions to offer low transaction fees while leveraging the security of the Ethereum network. This upgrade has become more of a focus since the Ethereum moved to proof of stake. So they're already working on changing the gas fees for Ethereum. They already know it's an issue. Guys, we saw 2021 when the bull market was here and it was kind of closer to the top of the bull market. Dude, the gas fees were freaking ludicrous, guys. I mean, out of this world. It was a lot due to NFTs and the explosions of NFTs because people were transacting on the network and using the network so much more so than they'd ever done before. It wasn't just for swapping or trading or sending. It was actually used to play games and create like OpenSea and all these other things. So the gas fee went freaking through the roof. If you had $100, for example, and you wanted to swap a coin, it may cost you $70 just to fucking swap. So if you have USDC trying to swap into Hex and you have only $100, you would pay $70 in gas fees and $30 would go into Hex. That is a terrible thing. But people were doing it. People did it all the time. And that's when you learn, okay, when do you do gas fees? When do you do transactions? Oh, you do it on the weekends, right? You need to be learning through these moments in time. But no, Chad, to answer the question, Ethereum is already working on the ability to create this scalability to offer lower fees, offer more capacity, and of course, lower transaction cost. So if you have a 5-year stake, and this is planning on rolling out, like I said, 2023, 2024, something like that. So if you're doing all this, it's a pretty easy thing to understand that like it may not roll out. We saw how long it took for Ethereum 2.0 to roll out. It may not roll out this year or next year, but if you have stakes going out for 5+ years, the chances that you get to benefit from this sharding capability is very likely, right? And the benefit to this too with Pulse Chain, now that we're forking ETH 2.0, is when they do release these items on the Ethereum chain, we're going to be able to copy that information into the Pulse Chain system as well. So not only will you have cheaper fees on the Ethereum side once it launches, you're going to have cheaper fees on the Pulse Chain side as well when Pulse Chain launches. So it'll definitely allow for a lot more capability. They definitely have different versions of when it's all coming out. They have a whole roadmap of when it's all going to come through. So this is definitely in the work already at this point in time. It's just a matter of, you know, how much time really before you get to really see the benefit. And guys, we're already seeing it like with the price of everything here. This is just a brief example, but typically when let me go to Ethereum actually here. ETH USDC. So if I come over to Ethereum, you can actually see they're on the little move, right? They got some green candles happening on the daily here. But when ETH 2.0 first got released, what was it? Probably like 3 months ago or something like that, 4 months ago. No, it had to have just been like, yeah, 2, 3 months ago, because that's whenever we heard that Pulse Chain's getting copied to everything too. Ethereum price went up, and even with that happening, people were paying all these gas fees, and it's a common thing that we're going to be anticipating to see happen. So I want everyone to keep their eye on it too, because guys, this is a great little tool to allow you to get more tokens without paying the gas fee. So even to this day, you should be paying attention to gas fees, folks. It's just a thing that you really should be paying attention to. There's no reason why you shouldn't, right? And so you can see Ethereum's done some phenomenal things, and this is just me checking out the 9 EMA versus the 15 EMA, but this is considering due monthly. So it's saying that at this point in time you would have shorted, but it would have already gone down. Who knows? Anyways, I get distracted very easily and very quickly, but hopefully that answered the question, Chad, and hopefully that kind of goes through a little bit more about what you're talking about. Facing Reality says, shout out to Davin. Yeah, Davin is Eco Builder. He's the one who's going to be hosting the meetup. It's really cool, man. It's a phenomenal property. It's on the very corner, downtown Georgetown. It's an incredible little atmosphere and moment. Guys, it's going to be a blast. If you're in the Georgetown area, if you're in the Texas area, and it's close enough by even an hour drive, and you're not trying to watch the games, because I don't have any say in the games anymore. I don't really care. I want the 49ers to lose because F the 49ers, but neither here nor there. Davin is doing a phenomenal job, and I definitely think that everyone should be keeping an eye on that as well. Yeah, let's check out what BTC is doing. BTC is doing some awesome things. So I always compare things again, just kind of against, whoops. I kind of compare things just against USDC, just because it's the kind of the easiest thing to be pegged to a dollar. But let's see. Yeah, BTC is on the rally, guys. God dang. Where are they sitting? 23,000. Wow. Okay. All right, Bitcoin. All right, I see you, Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin. That's pretty fire. Not gonna lie. So typically, when Bitcoin goes up, the market also goes up, and also gets to start seeing some bullish action and everything too. We know that with Hex primarily, we're now very, very tied to Pulse Chain, and I've talked about this in basically every stream that I've done, but Pulse Chain is now kind of like the story of our lives that we're all waiting for. And so I want to see us kind of go back to where Hex just does Hex things, because Hex is phenomenal as a token, as a coin, what it does, how it works, incredible. But this is Hex sitting right here. We're currently sitting at 2.57 cents. We've still been bullish the entire time. We crossed the 9 EMA versus the 15 EMA right here. This was right when Richard Hart made the announcement. It was actually on the 11th. Richard Hart made the announcement that Pulse Chain Testnet V3 is working fine on private. People started getting excited and hyped again. Just like always, right? We're very correlated, unfortunately, now. So damn it. I can't wait for that to be the case where we are no longer correlated. And it'll be nice, because when Pulse Chain launches, it's going to be this beautiful thing. I'm going to be using some of the profits that I make and buy these lower fees. So if I see Hex at a 90% discount on the Ethereum network after Pulse Chain launches, and Pulse Chain goes and does a 10x, 50x, 100x, whatever the case may be, I'm taking some of them profits and I'm scooping up some more Hex on the Ethereum network. Why? Because it's here to stay. Nothing can change the Hex contract. It's immutable. It's flawless. It pays you trustless yield every single day. And then what's going to happen is Hex is going to run up one day, and Hex is going to be, a 10x higher than what it is, 100x higher than what it is. It'll be sitting at $2, for example, and maybe Pulse Chain goes down and does an 80, 90% dip. I'm going to scoop up some more there. I'm going to take some profits from Hex at that point in time and the stakes that I have coming out, and then I'm going to take some profits and I'm going to scoop up some more Pulse Chain. And we're going to be able to do this so much easier, especially with liquid loans and what's going to be coming from them. I don't want to get my hopes up too high with liquid loans. So if they don't launch quickly, if they don't launch at all, if I don't necessarily do it right, because I know you have to be properly collateralized if you are going to do the liquid loan strategy. Do not get yourself wrecked. I saw BitBoy posting a picture talking about 32x leverage or something fucking wild. And I'm like, why would you risk it, guy? Like, it's a bear market. I don't care. Like, it's not worth it. Liquor, ladies, and leverage is the fastest way you're going to get wrecked. Fastest way you're going to get wrecked. That's just a fact. So we got academiciated. Every time is Xmas time at the Casa ATX. Yes, sir. We got that Christmas tree up year round, my friend. All day long. Year round, all day long. We got the Hex T-share brings comfort. Yes. Guys, the T-share alone, if you understand T-shares, then you get this, sorry, I spilled some coffee. You get some sense of relief of knowing that you're getting paid trustless, flawless every single day, guys, every day. Guys, like clockwork. Guess what? When this happens and I go to Hex Daily Stats and now I'm doing YouTube Shorts, just FYI, I appreciate that. Just FYI, whenever you look at the Hex Daily Stats information, for example, I don't know why it's not okay. Every time I refresh my page, it like actually like shows it right before it refreshes. But so when you go to Hex Daily Stats and I'm looking here, this is how it gets paid every single day. And let me just let it load and do its thing. There it goes. This is how it's getting paid every day. You got the Hex price sitting at 2.6 cents. You got that T-share rate ratcheting up. This payout per T-share is 6.258 Hex per T-share today. And guys, this is flawless operation of it doing this every single day for over 3 years. Like, what is that? What is that? The saying that like the longer something is doing what it's doing, then the longer it's going to last. And I got that saying mixed up a little bit. But the longer something exists, the more likely it's going to exist going forward in the future, right? And so when you see here, this is yesterday's close. We had Hex sitting at, and I'm going to zoom in on this. This is yesterday's close, day 1,145 of Hex doing exactly like it is meant to do. The close of the USD price was 2.4 cents yesterday. The overall multiplier from all-time low is still 436x from all-time low. But check out this payout, guys. We almost at 7 Hex per T-share. Guys, whenever I got into Hex, like a year or 2 years ago, it was 5 Hex per T-share that you were getting paid out. Now the average is like 6.2 in the last 60 days or last 6 months. And yesterday's payout was 6.848. Like, so you got 6.848 Hex for every single T-share that you have. And we know that T-shares are the name of the game because when we come over here to look at, for example, the Hexfire website, you can look at the staker leagues and you can see there's whales, dolphins, sharks. You can see all these folks who are in this game, in this ecosystem. Not only that, not only can you see them, you can also see how many T-shares, and you can do the math yourself. So the average turtle is getting paid, or in order to be a turtle, you have to have at least 10 T-shares. So when you have 10 T-shares, you're getting paid 60 Hex per day. Per day. That's like doing a great dollar cost average strategy without even needing to do anything else but stake your Hex. You can go in to become a squid, and when you're a squid, you get 6.8 Hex per T-share. That's 680 Hex that you just got paid for doing nothing besides staking, committing to your stakes, and earning more trustless yield. Is this the best time to possibly get in and scoop up? Is it the lowest price that you're ever going to see in Hex? I don't know, right? I have no way of knowing that. There is literally no way of knowing that. But Right. I don't know what Gabriel's saying, but I just read down just a little bit in the chat, and that shit was funny. Crypto Freedom in the house. Let me come around, say what's up to some folks real quick. We got Crypto Freedom coming through, saying hello, giving some love, showing some love as well. Good afternoon, ATX. Happy Saturday. Just came from Funding Jim's Twitter space. Sound knowledge over there. Much respect. Let's fucking go! Hex, PulseX, and Pulse with them fucking rocket emojis. Let's go! Shooting that shit straight to the moon! Let's go, man. It's an absolute blast. Crypto Freedom, thank you so much for being here. Gabriel says, where do you think you are right now? Man, I'm in the best place I can be. I'm with y'all. I'm in this stream. I'm hanging out. Got my friends, got the family, got everybody, yo. So an absolute banger of a day. It's Saturday, and you know, it's just an absolute thing. So an absolute awesome thing. Face reality, disbelieve. We got Firefighting 82. Good afternoon. Just came from Spaces as well. Yeah, well, thank you so much for swinging through after that space. Love Funding Jim. I'm still trying to get him to come on the stream, and maybe y'all can give him a little bit of a nudge and say, Funding Jim, you should talk to ATX, because you know I had a plan to talk with him, and then that kind of fell through, and so just kind of give him a little bit of a nudge of love, you know. Hey, kind of check out ATX. He's still trying to do it. He's hopped on other streams lately, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get him hanging out with me eventually. So I'm still trying. I'll message him, you know, not every day, but I message him often enough that we'll definitely get him here with this stream as well. He does have some phenomenal insight. I love what he talks about. He keeps things in a much calmer sense, and he's able to look at things with a much more logical perspective. And that's something that really kind of draws people to him, right? He has a lot of knowledge that he holds, and just being able to listen to someone who shares and holds a lot of knowledge, that can be sometimes the greatest things you can do for yourself. So awesome that y'all were listening to that Spaces. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully it's got it saved and I can check it out later. Chad says, thanks, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Chad. Of course. I love that question, because it is a valid question, right? That is a great question, man. Like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen with Ethereum or Hex on the Ethereum side. You don't know what's going to happen with Hex on Pulse Chain side. Now, a lot of folks are probably going to migrate over to Pulse Chain because of the lower fees. So what may end up happening is we're going to have people who are staked on the Ethereum side. Their stakes are going to end, and they're going to move them over into the Pulse Chain side. That could very well happen because the fees are already less. So you can set up a much better staking ladder for pennies. I'm talking less than pennies in some cases to transact on the Pulse Chain network. And that can be a game changer for someone who doesn't necessarily have a 15-year ladder set up right now, doesn't necessarily have everything set up. Because if you were to do a 15-year ladder right now and you don't use the stake wrap, which I highly advise you do check out stake wrap. It has the ability to do multiple stakes in one go. You can choose the time frame and choose how often it happens, and do one transaction, so it does it all at once. But if you're trying to do 15 stakes individually on the Ethereum side, them gas fees add up, right? It'll be $15, $20 in some cases. It'll be anywhere between, we'll say, $8 to $20 to do a stake. And then you have to do one for every single year. And so if you don't have an extra $200 just to set up your stakes, you may not get that ladder set up for quite some time. And so when Pulse Chain happens, it's definitely going to be a game changer for a lot of folks. They're going to be moving their Hex on the Ethereum, moving it over to Pulse, staking everything on the Pulse Chain side. Now, one thing I will say is the T-share rate on Pulse is going to ratchet up so much faster because people are going to have much shorter stakes. The benefit to Ethereum is you can actually stake long and know that it's not really going to be affected because you got that long stake happening. Where on the Pulse Chain side, people are going to be staking daily, folks, daily, because these fees are going to be pennies. pennies. And so some folks are just gonna go day for fucking 90 days or something like that because the fees are so inexpensive, and they're just gonna keep a rolling day stake for 90 days, and they'll just do that. A new stake ends every single day, and they just do that for like it'll definitely happen. That's the way definitely can't say definitely. I believe that to be the most likely scenario to happen. It did the same thing. Do I have to have it sorted right here? Okay. Yeah, like for whatever reason, when you first click on this page, it chooses the T-share amount, and for what's funny, there's more T-shares in the Dolphin League, and so it actually puts dolphins in the shark spot. And I think if you had it just set to the minimum T-shares required first, it is funny that there's more T-shares in the Dolphin League though than the Shark League, but that's because there's 879 dolphins and 90 sharks, right? So it's a big difference in the amount of people there, 10x difference essentially. But I think the T-shirt rate is going to ratchet up so much faster because every time someone ends a stake, they're never going to be able to get the same amount of T-shares that they had using only the initial principal that they had started off with, because the T-shirt rate will ratchet up every single time. That's how it works. And so I think the T-shirt rate could actually end up getting wildly out of proportion on the Pulse chain side, much faster than Ethereum. And then a lot of people are going to just be drawn back to the Ethereum side because they're going to be wanting to get more T-shares for less, right? So like this game is about to change when Pulse chain launches. All the theories that you have in your head go out the window real quick whenever Pulse chain launches, because it's gonna showcase every, like, there's the unknown. There's things that we don't know is gonna happen from what this is going to launch. We can guess what's gonna happen. Like, I'm guessing the T-share rate's gonna ratchet up faster. Why? Because fees are cheaper. So it makes sense that people are just doing more stakes more often, ending stakes more often, and every time someone ends a stake, it ratchets up. There's also the price adjustment. Will it benefit? Will it actually be more expensive on Pulse than Ethereum? And people are going to be looking to scoop up as much as they can. And so the money is going to be going back and forth between each other, and it's just going to be a really neat freaking like a ecosystem that we're about to see. And I'm just curious to see how it's all going to work. I'm curious to see what happens when people pull their liquidity to make sure they get their copies. Yeah. Well, if people pull liquidity, it just allows the price to go up that much faster, right? Or go down that much faster. It works both ways. It has the ability to have a double-edged sword, as they say. And speaking of that, I actually want to look at this right here. This is a new website that I just recently saw, and it actually talks about liquidity pools. And not only that, I can look up particular wallets, and so you can see how much they have in pools, how much they have overall. We're going to be diving in and seeing this from other folks, when they bought, when they put the limit orders in, because it'll even say, like, down here, limit prices. And so it'll zoom, sucker. It'll say limit prices. So it'll actually say, where they have these prices set for right now, 0.0273 up to 10 cents. And these are all essentially sell orders, it would seem like, at that point in time. Really, really, really interesting. And so we're going to be diving into this maybe a Monday stream. I don't necessarily want to get into it today, because today is talk about being that person who's ready to take advantage of the opportunity that's literally right in front of your face, right? With the prices that we've been seeing. And guys, this is a brief chart, and I'll go here to this chart because it's more clean. And go here. Cool. So this is actually the chart for Hex since inception. And if you look at it in the logarithmic chart, it looks absolutely stunning. That's when you still see it up 463x from the all-time lows. That's when you see these prices. When you turn off log, this is what it looks like. And it looks like a chart that went straight up and went straight down. Let me lower the volume here. It went straight up and it went straight down, right? And so for these folks, if you see this and you don't think it's a great opportunity right now, then again you're definitely being fearful. But as Warren Buffett says, you have to be greedy when others are fearful, and you have to be fearful when others are greedy. So if we start seeing these prices go back up like they did at one point in time, and these prices end up getting back into these numbers here, 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, so on and so forth, you might want to be some fearful, right? People are going to be greedy. People are going to have this thing happening. So definitely a good method for everyone to know. Yeah, I'm also curious, firefighting. Dude, I'm very curious. If people, here's the thing. I will say this right now. People are going to have, what's up, Crypto Gains Club? People are going to have, okay, let me see if I can phrase this correctly. I think the price of Hex is going to play out differently than I think it will. And why do I think that? Because people are getting a copy of all of their coins onto polls of everything. So if you have any ERC20 right now, you're going to get a copy of it when Pulse Chain launches. So what I think will happen is people are going to play that to try to play it for their advantage. Okay. And so what I'm saying is, say you have 100,000 coins. We'll just say this. Say you have 100,000 hex. I think some people are going to have the strategy of sell half their hex before Pulse Chain launches. And I know that sounds crazy, because it sounds crazy to me. But this is what will happen. People are going to sell half of their bag because they know they're going to have 50,000 on the Ethereum side and they'll have 50,000 on the Pulse Chain side. And so a lot of folks are going to play that game where they're going to take the profit right now for what the prices that they have it at right now that they can take profit. They can sell half their stack, 50,000 hex in this example, and they're going to have it copied onto Pulse Chain. So now you're going to have 50,000 hex over here on Pulse Chain. You're going to have 50,000 hex over here on Ethereum. And based on those combined, you have 100,000. Some people may not sell 50% of their bag. They may only sell 25% of their bag. Why? Because they'll have 75% over here, 75% over here, and they're in total will have 150%, right? So a lot of folks are going to play that game. A lot of folks are going to play this strategy of, I'll take out some profits now because at the very worst, I'm still getting everything copied onto Pulse Chain. So it's like you're essentially getting everything for free over here. So you might as well take some profits. Say you have 25,000 that you sell instead of, like say you have 100,000 hex, you sell 25,000, you have 75,000 left over. Well, then you'll have 75,000 on Pulse Chain, 75,000 on Ethereum, combined 150,000, and you actually got to cash out $25,000 worth of hex and take the profit at that time. And a lot of folks are going to play that. So I'm curious to see how this whole system will actually work and how it will play out, because definitely curious. Big GZ in the house. What's up? ATX and Hexicans, what is good? Big GZ, what is up, my friend? You change your profile picture. I like it. I definitely like it. But you changed your profile picture. Big fan of the new profile picture, by the way. Eagles, yeah. Fly Eagles fly. I'll represent, man. My friend actually is an Eagles fan, so I'll give him some love. Let the birds win. But I think I did the Eagles today. One, because of the playoffs happening. And everything like that, but also because Eagles are freaking beasts, man. Whenever they come in, they scoop up their fish or they scoop up their prey. They can see their prey from so far away, and they know exactly what they're aiming for, and then they get it, and then they fly off. And so I think everyone should be using that same mentality at the prices that we have for Hex right now. You should be coming in and looking at, damn, the price keeps getting lower and lower, and you're an Eagle up here, right? You're an Eagle just flying. Hey. What the fuck? Hey. Delta. Journey. I need you boys to calm down. It's all good. It's all good, pups. Oh my goodness. Good old barking over here. You got to be an eagle though, right? So like pretend like you're an eagle, you're flying along, and right now you're seeing the hex price and you've been watching it, and it's been 10 cents, it's been 5 cents, it's been 2 cents, it's dropped below 2 cents in some cases. Man, you got to be an eagle and be like, dude, this is that time. I see a great opportunity. And then you scoop up this hex and you just fly off with it, right? Because guys, like, here's the deal. If you were to get back in hex back when it goes up to 50 cents, for example, I won't even go up as high as 50 cents. You get back in hex and it goes back up to 20 cents, 25 cents, right? And say it ends up going back and hitting $1 at some point in time, then you 4x your money, and that is a great strategy for your money, right? That is phenomenal return on your money. However, if you scoop it up now at the 2.5 cent level, then it goes back up to $1 or it hits $1, then you've 40x your money. That is the difference between looking at what prices are doing now, having a 95% drop in the game, to what prices could be doing in the future. And so I want everyone to think about that again. If you get back in when it's 25 cents and it goes up to $1, you have 4 extra money. And again, that is great return of investment. That is phenomenal. How often are you going to get a 4x in your money? There was someone I heard talk about this. I think it was Andre Jick. He had said if you invested back in 1990, and you know all the money that you would have now in your 401k will have doubled. And I was like, you had to wait 32 years, 33 years for double? Fuck that noise. And that's what you get when you're investing in normal stocks. Everyone has this mentality that you can get rich quick in crypto, and it's you have to say it a little differently. You can get rich quickly in crypto comparatively to other investment strategies, right? You can hold a stock like Tesla or Amazon or Google, Facebook. You can hold these stocks, and in some cases, you may get a 2x, 3x, 5x your money. But in most cases, you have to hold for years, folks. I'm talking 5 to 10 years to start seeing those type of returns for the high strategy stocks. And the likelihood that you're going to be able to choose that stock is very unlikely. But are those stocks paying you to just hold it? No, you have some paying you dividends, but the dividends are even then not that great, right? And on dividends, you can still earn some passive income and have that reinvest and reallocate back into it. But the dividends, you won't really see any true benefit and profit until you're like 10, 15, 20 years in, because of compound interest, because you want to reinvest those dividends back into the stock that you eventually got them in. So it compounds and it becomes a snowball effect of a great profit to make money as a side hustle. That's 20 plus years. So if it took you 5 years in crypto to possibly do 100x of your investment, you're not going to get that in any other field, right? You just won't. And so like whenever I see people talking about getting rich quick in crypto, yes, you get rich quickly comparatively to other investment things. Hey, Stefan in the house. What's going on? Spacey 007. Stefan says, like and share, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers, do it. Right? The Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Ten Top, what's up? What's up, Ten Top? Appreciate you coming through. Crypto Conscious in the house. I love the KKs on it. We got Crypto Conscious right here. Hey, what's up? Hex, y'all. He says, hit that like button, y'all. What are you doing if you haven't already hit the like button? You just coming here, hanging out, listening to me? That's cool, but make yourself useful and hit the like button. I'm kidding, guys. I absolutely love having every single one of y'all in here. You already know that. It's a blast. It's a banger. Click the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. I might as well plug it in right there. Since we're talking about hitting likes, might as well hit that subscribe button while y'all are at it. If you're just now tuning in for the very first time, today we're talking about being greedy when others are fearful and being fearful when others are greedy. The old Warren Buffett adage that you want to take advantage of these market conditions, guys. You want to have the ability to make something happen quickly. And I'll flip this over to, maybe like a 1 minute chart here. Does that even show anything? No, it doesn't. 1 minute's too short. 10 minutes? 15? All right, what's going on here with the chart? Show me a chart. It's just like sideways the whole time. Oh, because we're on Uniswap V1. That makes more sense. Let me flip it back over here to daily real quick and come over to a different chart that will probably look a little bit better if I flip it over here to shorter time scale, because why not? 10 seconds. Oh, okay, cool. I can't do less than a minute unless I was like, my God, if you're looking at a 10-second chart, you're bound to get wrecked, my friend. That's bad news bears waiting to happen for sure, for sure. God, yeah, the chart really doesn't move too much here, I got some movement at the 30-minute mark, but that's not really too much either. So let me see. Yeah, this is a 30-minute mark, and it's having some ups and downs and some ebbs and flows, but I'm just gonna throw that on in the background. Exactly, exactly, Stefan. Do it. Big GZ lol. For sure, for sure. Yeah, that shit was funny, man. Definitely love it. Yeah, 30. I haven't looked at a chart in the 30-minute scale or 45. I haven't looked at a chart in these scales in freaking forever because it just looks bad. I'll look at the 1 hour. We'll just play it that way. It looks like everything's going good. We're about to bounce back off this cloud. You already know how it goes. Once we start flying, suckers. Oh, maybe I need some more coffee. Who knows? God, I love streaming at like noon, man. I have enough time to wake up. I get my exercise done in the morning. Man, I don't know. I'm having some struggles with this 10 o'clock time, the 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame for me to start doing my weekly streams, because Hexologist had to come over and just say, I'm streaming at freaking 12:30 again, Monday through Friday. Damn you! No, I mean, I love Hexologist, but dang it, man. I had everything just working out so good. I had a good flow with my schedule. I had enough time for like the coffee to kick in and then to get the second cup of coffee. And now I'm trying to wake up by like 10:30, come up with everything, put together some items real fast for everyone, and it doesn't necessarily work out as quickly as I think it would. Might as well eat some good old fruit since we're sitting here. Eat healthier, folks. Eat healthier, right? If you have the ability to be chewing on some snacks, snack on something healthier. All right. What are folks doing on the buys right now? Are people buying? Are people selling? You got some action happening on the daily. We did get down to 1.9. So again, for those folks who've been listening to me, listening about putting in limit orders, it is a great strategy to go about scooping up some extra crypto that you really enjoy without needing to be sitting in front of a computer the entire time. And I had these, so we were starting to rally back up again, and I was like, dude, these limit orders may never get filled, because I had them set for like 1.9, 1.7, 1.4. I have them just kind of going on the way down, and I was like, man, we're starting to go. If Pulse Chain V3 launches today, then we may just start flying again, right? And V3 never launched. We keep getting little snippets of stuff from Richard Hart, but people are kind of lost faith again, right? That this is people losing faith. V3 isn't launching. It's not here yet. It hasn't launched yet. And so a lot of sellers will start selling. Well, because of these sellers, thank you, I was able to scoop up some more hacks down here. So we may be at the bottom. We may never see these prices again. So I'm glad to every single chance that I get to scoop up some prices lower than my initial beginning investment. Whenever I first got into hex, I did not get into hex when it was a penny or 2 pennies. I got in when it was closer to about 5 cents to 7 cents, somewhere in that range. And so every single time I'm scooping up this hex here at these prices, I am thankful and grateful because I just keep accumulating more. And by accumulating more, I get to stake more. And by staking more, I get more T shares. And by having more T shares, I get paid more every single day, trustlessly. It is a phenomenal system that has been playing out, doing exactly like it was supposed to the entire time since creation. And I think everyone who hasn't taken an opportunity to look into Hex, now could be a really good time to start looking into Hex. So again, going back to what we're talking about, right? Being greedy when others are fearful, being fearful when others are greedy. A lot of people being fearful about crypto right now, whether it be the SEC coming involved, whether it be the massive mass exodus coming from centralized exchanges and everything happening there. So we don't want to be like them, right? Because again, like going off that adage, we want to be smart. We want to take advantage of these incredible prices. Like, yes, the price may go lower, and that's okay because the chances that it goes down a little lower versus the chances that it goes up so much higher is so much greater, right? The prices that we've seen now, we could be near the bottom, right? We may have already touched the bottom. Who knows? But if this was the bottom in this 1.7 cent range, and you're still able to scoop up some at 1.9 or 2 cents or 2.5 cents, these are really freaking good prices because all it has to do is get back up to 20 cents to 7. If you scooped up at 1.7, it gets back up to 17 cents. You've 10x your money. 10x your money. If it gets back up to 20 cents right here, and yeah, you may be buying at 25, right? Or 2.5 cents instead of getting it at 2, for example. But maybe you set a limit order because guys, we may come back down to 2. So maybe you set limit orders for around 2.7, 2.07, 2.05, 2.03, somewhere here in this range. Don't do a flat number for limit orders, by the way. So you don't ever want to just do like 2 cents. That just because like people are going to play that, right? You just want to know how people are playing the market. So you can kind of go a little bit above that number or a little bit below if you're wanting to try to sneak some a little bit extra if it happens to get down below 2 cents, for example. But you never want to just set things at like a 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent level. You always want to do things kind of around the area of the number that you want to get. And so if it scoots back down here and it goes back up to again 25 cents, you've 10x your money. 10x. And probably what will be in the span of a few months, right? Because like when Hex moves and if people do exit and they pull liquidity and they take their liquidity out of the market because they're anticipating Pulse Chain to come soon, the price is going to be that much more volatile. It's going to have ups and downs much easier and much faster. Less liquidity means more volatility, but it could be great volatility to the upside. So I have a good exit strategy that I've talked about as well, and it's taking profit and having the ability and knowing when to take profit. And so again, I'll briefly share this with y'all again if you haven't seen it, but this is a profit taking strategy calculator. So if you have some money invested, we'll just say you started out with 5,000 and you scooped it up at, we'll say 2 cents, for example, and it goes back up to 25 cents. Well, again, yeah, you've got a nice little investment right here. Whoops, 0.02. There you go. That makes more sense. So you got a nice little investment right here. So it actually counts how many times the price has done a double and what's actually happened. And, you know, it actually has the ability to show how many coins you would have remaining. What would happen if you took out 5% profit every time it doubled? So when it hits 4 cents, you take out profit. When it hits 8 cents, you take out 5% profit. When it hits 16 cents, you take out 5%, so on and so forth. And it'll tell you how much money you would have actually ended up pulling. So just assuming we get back up to, say, 32 cents, it will have done a 16x at that point in time. But you would have actually taken out this amount of money as well. And if you add all this together, if you can't really see it down here, but it says that it's $6,700 that you would have in profit that you have taken out. You would still have 203,000 coins remaining for whenever Pulse Chain launches, because I do believe we're probably going to see this nice little 2 to 20x when Pulse Chain is announced, and I don't know exactly what that number is going to be, and it's a vast difference, but I definitely see it's going back up to 5 cents. But it could be well above. It could be 10 cents, could be 20 cents. I don't know where it's going to fall, but I now have a profit taking strategy, and I want to share this one with you as well. And let me know what y'all think of this tab, or let me know what y'all think of this calculator here. It's still in the works, so be nice to me here, but this will actually go through and tell you a whole bunch of information as well. So, and again, I'm putting this together for myself, and you know, for anyone who's looking to get it. Let me hide this. Cool. Yep. Cool. So if you come on down here, it'll actually give you a lot of the same information, of course, right? It'll tell you like how many coins you initially had. So say you ended up doing that same thing, $5,000. You would start off with 200, and you would type in the hex initial price. So whatever that price was that you got in at, we'll say 2.5 cents. You will actually have gotten 200,000 coins, and I'm fixing this on the fly now because I actually see I like commas. Commas make it easier to read the zeros. So you get 200,000 coins, and overall, it'll tell you all this profit taking strategy. So it'll say when it doubles, here's the 2x, 4x, 8x, 16. And what you can do is you can set limit orders at these prices. You can set limit orders for it to sell a certain amount at that price. And so it'll tell you all this stuff. It'll give you a nice little easy return. You can look at future prices. You can look at, and again, if you want to see what these doubles look like on future, if you scroll down just a smidge, you can see what the future price will be. So say we assume the price goes back up to 25 cents, you will have taken profit at 50 cents, $1, $2, and very easy strategy to kind of put this all together. And it can go through, calculate how many times you've done doubles, how many coins are remaining, all that stuff. So I'm definitely looking to make this a little bit easier for a lot of folks to be able to use. I'm still working on it as of right now. But guys, this is the time that you want to be coming up with your own investment strategy, your own investment thesis. This is a time where you want to scoop up as much as you can. Why? Because you get so much more flexibility to choose what you want to do. You get so much more flexibility to say, I want to stake this amount for this long. I want to do this now for this. Instead of just trying to say, this is all that I have, what can I do with this? Like, this is at accumulation time, and I think Stefan says it correct. He says it right here, right? I think there's a good chance we see great returns by the end of next bull. Yeah, and so the end of next bull we can anticipate is roughly about 3 years. And so I see us hitting anywhere between $1 to $3 in hex by the next 3 years. And so that's just me kind of ballparking on a simple scale, and it could be way greater. It may only be $1 on the Ethereum side of hex once Pulse Chain's here, and it could be $2 on the Pulse Chain hex side, right, to accumulate for 3. I don't know how it's all going to play out, because guys, you have to understand that when Pulse Chain launches, there's a lot of new game theory that's going to be coming in. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and my strategies. I'm going to be bouncing ideas off every single one of y'all, because I do find that the community has been one of the best that I've ever found, I've ever been a part of. It's been a blast sitting here with every single one of you. There's a reason why I'm doing a daily stream now. It's not because I have nothing better to do. It's because I'm truly passionate about this as well, right? It's literally and again, my wife wants me to be spending time with kids and dogs and all that stuff, right? And I'm like, let's freaking talk about Hex, baby. So you got to understand, like, I could be doing so many other things, but I've also been able to have my life change because of Hex, right? I'm actually retired by the time I was 34. That is incredible. We'll say semi-retired, right? Especially if I'm doing a daily stream. It's basically like working even more than I was before. However, instead of a full day, I only have to do it for a little bit. But again, either way, accumulation time, Stefan says, absolutely right. This spreadsheet release is taking as long as Pulse. Looks really good. Keep up the good work. Well, okay. Hey, Big G, check this out. Let me show you something real fast since we're talking about that. This is my original spreadsheet. This I'll show you the very first rendition of how it all started. Was this right here? This one right here. This was the very first rendition of how it all started. And look at the evolution that it's already gone through, right? And so like I'm doing these little test phases in the background myself, but essentially it was basically saying like what the price was, how much it was. It gave you all this information for multiples, but it only had 4 slots. It had profit taking 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it would have told you how much you would have sold and how many coins you would have remaining. But I felt that was just, I felt like it was missing something, right? I felt like it didn't have enough. And there was I had a very tough time kind of going through this. And this was the very first rendition. And then it became this strategy where it's like, okay, cool. Now I can actually have it to where it shows me 5, 10, 15%, and 20%. And it's done in a more kind of a easier view, if you will. Instead of having to scroll all the way over to see that, you can actually see what it looks like going all the way out to essentially, quite a bit of a difference in profit with just the initial entry information right here showing what the percentages was. Then it became, oh shit, why don't I make this to show the live prices, right? Why don't I show this to show the live prices of the top 100 cryptos, right? I thought that would be pretty interesting. So this actually pulls the live prices from Nomics and it'll say exactly what it is. So it'll pull on down here and you can go and sort it. And I can say Hex sitting at 2.59 cents and it updates this all the time. And this is a live price. Now, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is making it for the Hex ecosystem live price, because I don't really care about Polygon or Dogecoin or Cardano. I could care less about those. Some folks in our community and our ecosystem are still invested in those coins, so I thought maybe it'll be cool to kind of go that route if it's something that people are looking for, And then I had this one for the profit taking strategy, and this is a tracker, so if you wanted to do it you could track it. But then the last one is it switched over to this, and this is the latest and greatest spreadsheet. So now I have all this calculator, and I'm gonna have one for like Hex, and then you can just copy, and it'll have like this little copy paste format. So it'll be like copy paste, it'll be Pulse, it'll be PulseX, it'll be whatever you're interested in. It'll have all these different calculations. But damn, dude, yes, it's I see where once you start when oh shit, yeah, Big GZ is funny on this one. So like, laughing, I get it. Like it's true. It's absolutely hilarious, right? It definitely because once you start diving in, you're like, oh, I can make this so much better, and oh, I can make this so much better. So Gabriel actually got my very first edition, and I was like, hey, there's gonna be some changes coming, but like this is already, like his version's already outdated. You know what I mean? So that's just funny though, right? Phenomenal, bro. Thank you, Big GZ. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny, man. This is an absolute banger of a time. I'm using this time in the bear market to not only learn, not only accumulate more, but also come up with different strategies to how to better take advantage of the crypto space, right? Because like, if you are trying to live in the world of crypto and not have to work a day job, then there has to be some form of income somehow. Hex allows that. The downside that I had with Hex is you had to sell your Hex to take out profits. And I have a very tough time selling my Hex. And then they came out with Hedron. And then they came out with other protocols that allowed it to where you can, like Maxi, for example, in the Maximus DAO, you can stake still, and if you have these tokens, you can still do what you want and cash out. But I know myself, and like you'd have to buy back those tokens later just to be able to take your stakes at the end of it. And so like I know myself, and that wasn't going to work for me. So I had to come up with a strategy that made sense. And that's when the whole profit taking strategy went down. And I was like, I need to understand this so much more. I need to get a much better sense of when I would take profit, why I would take profit. I don't want to make it based on an emotional decision. I want to make it based on the decisions that I've chosen premeditated or whatever, that I've already decided. Is premeditated only about murder, or is premeditated everything? I've only heard it used in the sense of murder. Premeditated all these thoughts, and I've already had the decision to say this is when I will do it. And then you can learn limit orders, and then you can say, cool, I can set limit orders to sell this amount at this price, and it just makes it so much easier. And so that's, I'm just trying to make it so that way everyone's going to be able to benefit from this in the community. But I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, man. It's a great day to be alive. We're blessed to be in this ecosystem. We're blessed to have heard about this. A lot of folks are going to be hearing about Pulse Chain years from now. Like, I heard about Hex after it had already been out. I missed Big Payday, for example. You know what I mean? And so by the time I learned about Hex, I was learning about Big Payday, and I was like, how do I participate? Is this once a year? Does this thing happen all the time? Like the halvening for Bitcoin? How do I get the next one? And then I find out it was a one-time event. I'm like, oh shit. Well, I'm glad I know about it, right? So I'm so glad that I know about it. In fact, I'm even more thankful that I know about it. And I'm able to share what I've learned through, you know, my journeys and my experience, but also just the fun and what's going to come, because guys, we have some crazy times ahead. And if you can accumulate Hex at this price down here, I mean, you look back 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and just to give you an example, folks, just let me show you this one more time. Here we go. Switch it to, we'll go monthly because them suckers is older. USDC. So if you look at Bitcoin, for example, scroll. So if you look at Bitcoin and you do the year-long time scale and time frame, can I do yearly? Is monthly as long as it? Okay, you can't do 12 months. Cool. Cool. Okay, this only goes back to 2019. Interesting. Well, either way, if you were to invest in something like 2018, for example, when it was the closer to the bottom of the bear market at that time, right before the rally started happening with the bull market. This is Bitcoin, for example, but we can look at other items too. You got a nice little rally. And so if you have a year's perspective of things, right? Looking things 2-3 years out, 3 to 5 years out in some cases, 5 to 10 years out in some cases, but go longer than just a 6-month process in your head, because guys, we know this market's already taken longer than it has for the bear market to end. But if you were to get in back then at $88 for Bitcoin and you held it just for 5 years, you were sitting at 23,000. What is the difference in that math? 23,000 divided by 80. You would have 287x your money. 287x because you held something for 5 years. Now with Hex, it gets that much better because when you stake it for 5 years, you get to earn more Hex through that whole time that you're staked through the daily payout and the trustless yield. So not only will you have what you initially invested 5 years down the road, but you'll actually have so much more because it will have earned that much more trustless yield through the whole time. So while you may have 287 extra money, if you actually had, say, a 40% return every single year of your initial investment, that is incredible. Incredible, folks. Now is the time to be trying to look up some stuff, right? If we look at Ethereum, for example, too, ETH, USDC. Oh, that doesn't go back as far as I want it. Let me see. Why does it only stop there? Do I have other stuff? Nope. Nope. Cool. I'll look at here. So 2018, you got Ethereum for $9. $9, folks. $9. And then 2019, Ethereum had some struggles. And Ethereum was like, I don't know if it's going to do what it's going to do. It went up quite a bit. It went down all the way back down to like $9 in 2019. So it went through its own little cycle too. You got to see some good little, you were like, I bought here. I'm rich. I'm poor, right? I don't know the exact cycle of which way it went first. But then the next, if you look at it in the year's perspective, then the next year in 2020, you're up. 2021, you're up. 2022, you're down. 2023, it's green again. But guys, you got in down here at $9 and it's sitting at $1,600 right now. But 1661 divided by 9, that is 184x your money. Again, guys, look at this and zoom out. You have got to zoom out whenever you're looking at these things. Don't look at it like you're in the trenches right now. Look at it from the helicopter perspective, from the eagle perspective. You're looking at these prices and saying, these are freaking amazing prices because I got the mentality long-term, baby. So I'm coming in, I'm going to scoop up this price. I'm going to scoop up this crypto because I have a long-term vision. And if you have a true long-term vision, you're going to profit 9 times out of 10. If you go back and look at anything that has good use, good product market fit, and again, I don't like Solana. I don't like them, right? Not a big fan. I'm not even gonna. What's another one? XRP, I think. XRP. How is XRP doing? I don't even care. XRP is down here. So you got in 2020, just as an example, at 17 cents, and even today, it's at 41 cents. That's still a good 3x of your money in a 3-year time span. That's not too shabby for most investments. If you're looking to 3x in real estate, you're waiting for 20, 30 years in some cases, right? White dude with glasses. What's up? What's good? You got Dogecoin, right? The little doggy coin, the little doggy coin over here. But look at this, guys. Like, you held Dogecoin, you were like, oh man, this shit's garbage. 2017, it doesn't have any use case. And then all of a sudden, this motherfucker just comes out of nowhere and it goes from 0.002 of a penny all the way up to 8 cents. You know, that's a good 0.08 divided by 2,000, 400x your money. 400x just by holding something for years. Now, I don't want to hold these types of things for years. I'd much rather hold something, even Cardano. We can look at them because Cardano actually has probably, you know, a good community. It's got some good use cases. Not that chart. Okay, it's not showing me the full thing. Why can't I see Cardano back many years ago? Well, this just isn't looking pretty. Looking at Cardano, I'll tell you that much. I mean, but yeah, I don't know why I can't get Cardano to show the. Anyways, let me try a different chart then. Cool. Forget you, TradingView. Never liked you, anyways. Anyways, the idea behind what I'm talking about, the whole purpose of everything that I'm talking about, is now is the time when you got to be looking at some stuff. When people are fearful, you want to be greedy. It's the best play you can make. If people are like, man, crypto's doomed, crypto's never coming back, and you have some spare capital to throw at it, and you could say, dude, this could be a moonshot. I don't really care. But if you go at it from the sense of, I got faith that this is returning. I know I got quality product. I know I have something invested that I can truly believe in long term. And you have a year's perspective, many years perspective, you are going to get so much more return. White dude glasses, what is good, my friend? He says, what's up, white dude? He said, what's good, ATX and folks? Appreciate you coming through, my friend. But guys, I'm going to be hopping off the stream today, right? I know I wanted to share this information. I wanted to make sure everyone had a good understanding of why you want to be greedy and when others are fearful, why you want to be fearful when others are greedy. You have to come with that mentality to say, I know I'm going to win. I know it. It's just a matter of time. So if you can scoop up some amazing prices at what we're looking at right now, then do you, boo. Because I know me personally, I'm taking full advantage of this market because I don't want to not only just get a 4x my money, I want a chance to get a 40x my money, a 400x my money. I want that ability and I want to have a much better sense of return by scooping up these prices all the way down here. Hex Huddle coming through. Missed most of it, but came in to give a like, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Hex Huddle. Thank you so much. That means a lot. To everyone who's still here tuning in on the stream, thank you so much for being here, participating in this chat, enjoying your Saturday with me. I'm gonna go get ready to go to the Hex meetup here in Georgetown. So if you want to go meet some fellow Hexicans, then come on through to Georgetown, Texas. Hit me up on Twitter if you're curious and need the address. Look up Hex Texas in the Telegram if you want to check out what they got going on. There's going to be folks like a Wild SJ there, Eco Builder, and many other folks are also going to be tuning in. You can check out his stream too. It's going to be on Hex Futures. That stream starts at 4 p.m. Feel free to hop on over there and give that channel a nice little follow so that way you can be sure to check out that stream. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Hopefully some streams from there or records or record some. Yeah. So there is going to be a stream. Hex Futures is actually doing a stream at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can go to Hex Futures right now and you can see he's already got it basically waiting and it's ready to go at this point in time. So if you come on and I'll briefly show it real quick just to kind of give everyone an example here and then I'll be hopping off. But this is the meetup happening right here, going January 21st in Georgetown, Texas. You can click on notify me. I'll be there, so I don't need to worry about necessarily being notified for the stream going live. But if you are wanting to get that, you can definitely get that as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, Exodal. Dude, you're awesome, man. Always coming through with the links in the chat. Makes it so much easier for people to actually know exactly what we're talking about. So thank you for that. Definitely check out the link that Hex Huddle just sent. Be sure to get that notification bell so that way y'all are notified when it goes live. Much appreciated to every single one of you who came in, participated in the chat. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. I'll be here tomorrow. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more content. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.